Dark dealings going down at PSU. Now we might not be your MK Ultra, Yale or UCLA, or your Canadian radiation experiments on humans. But the psychological toll of verbal humiliation inflicted upon women and minorities at PSU carries over a large history of racism and discrimination in Portland, Oregon, going back to the redlining days and the sundown town where you were beaten for being black at Portland State University. The recent legal settlement yielded $795,000 to a black provost who is fired for being black and demoted to black studies to make way for the white leadership and white power at Portland State University. The failure of campus security to assess the rapes on campus are extreme. There has been rape over there, rape over there, rape over there, rape over there. If you want to be raped at PSU, come to PSU, where we only have 2 security guards on duty at any given moment. If you've gone to a real university, you might assume that there was a little bit of security, or some student volunteers, or some people in vests who might walk you to the parking garage where a gunman went off in June as I was across the street. If this university continues to fail us on basic campus security, where women are afraid to drink water, afraid to drink coffee, afraid to drink juice because of the daytime rapes happening in the recreation center restroom, PSU is failing us. When Peter Bechtold said he wanted to strangle a women journalist because he disagreed with her ideas, a severe impact of post-traumatic stress disorder affected my neurochemistry such that my heart began to race, and I felt this is the most extreme and egregious example of verbal violence to women that I've experienced, but it's not the first. I've been in classrooms where women have been called C-U-N-T, B-I-T-C-H, W-H-O-R-E, H-O-O-T-E-R-S, and I'm like, what is this trashy trailer park university doing in terms of my personal dignity? But that's just women. It's safe to treat women like a second-class citizen in Portland, Oregon. But is it safe to treat minorities like second-class citizens? Why is teacher joking about African American hair? Why is he denying the Armenian genocide? Why is he denying the Holocaust and defending Ahmadinejad's ridicule of the Holocaust? Why is he calling Islamic people epithets and slurs so revolting to my mouth, to my mind, and to my soul that I have taken refuge in numerous calls to attorneys regarding civil rights violations at PSU. I have written numerous emails, and my interests in human dignity have been demeaned and ridiculed by a university which invades my medical privacy by suggesting that my desire for dignity is a mental health problem. My desire for dignity for all human beings is not a mental health problem. It's a problem of human understanding. Understandably, in America, where we have massive levels of school shootings on campus, going to university takes a large amount of courage. Going to university where we do not have security and where we have rampant rapes takes another huge amount of courage. Going to a university where racist and sexist professors are deliberately protected by a whitewashing administration and fake investigations that yield cover-up after cover-up of the second-class citizenship and unequal treatment of women and minorities at PSU. The Islamophobia and the anti-Semitism has to stop. A professor in economics called an Israeli student a sniper and an FBI informant. This kind of callous, delusional incompetence in the administration has to end. And sometimes I fear that they won't take it seriously until a severe tragedy happens on campus, and I want to prevent those tragedies. But the tragedy of my internal anguish at the lack of respect I get here has been something to behold. Some people believe in torture in Abu Ghraib, torture in Guantanamo, waterboarding, sadomasochistic sexual rituals. But when Portland, Oregon betrayed their corporate affiliation with Abu Ghraib cover-ups and perjury to the Senate, I started to become aware of the deep internalized corruption here in Portland. Things may look green, they may look ecological, beautiful, and natural, but racism is not natural. Torture is not natural. Human dignity is natural. Dignity will resolve the diplomatic crises of our time. Dignity and respectfulness and understanding and compassion will resolve the crises in the Middle East. Torture, or blind monetization of torture for university endowments, will not hold. The internal corruption of the political science department, which has retaliated against me, verbally harassed me, called me names, called me crazy, aggressive, strident, and an alien for protesting the human rights violations in Abu Ghraib. It's a scandal. Of human fallibility. They haven't killed me yet. And by trying to repress me and retaliate against me and harass me for disseminating information released by the American Civil Liberties Union pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act requests regarding a Department of Justice torture memos, and by propagating information on the blogosphere regarding the sexual harassment and racial harassment of the professors, which is protected by the administration, regarding the rapes in the restroom, the rapes of women, the cover-ups of the rapes, the lack of campus security, and the exorbitant salaries gained by the fiscal embezzlers of this university. Is information that will not be repressed. That the president of the university receives $500,000 a year while women are raped, and their rapes are demeaned as mental health problems, where they can go to the student rec center to gain mental health evaluations for their trauma for being raped, while professors call us cunts and whores and hooters and bitches in this demeaned, male-dominated political science department, philosophy department, conflict resolution department, is such an affront to the human dignity of women that is being assessed by the Department of Justice Office on Violence Against Women. And what they don't understand is that the federal objective of unifying global standards of dignity for women are the utmost priority of U.S. aid, of Half the Sky, and of the CIA. So when they define their allegiance to the most backward perversions of the internal national security objectives and agendas that were promoted by the most corrupt and backward, perverted, sadomasochistic rituals of the dark ages of the CIA, they're not ready for the future of intelligence work. So while this small town corruption here in Portland State University may seem like a piece of cake, women raped here and there, Islamophobia, heartache, heart-rending heartache, suicidal students pushed to the brink of collapse by persecution and retaliation, medical violations of their right to medical privacy, HIPAA violations. The embezzlers are making off with packs of cash, but ultimately they're stuck in a hellhole of their own making. The embezzler who got fired recently is possibly the tip of the iceberg. What's really going on at Portland State University? Do you want to send your kids here? It's beautiful nature, beautiful air. But do you want to teach them to be full of hatred and racism? Do you want to take right-wing racism, neo-Nazism, Holocaust denial seriously in the Pacific Northwest? There may be a serious, dangerous problem going on here with the racist police who kill black people. There may be a serious problem with the ideology that is affecting the minds of the youth, so that they are okay with a racist police force that executes people for being Islamic or black in Portland State University. To fail to see the connection between the incompetence and the barbarity in the school administration, which is federally embezzling federal dollars for this continued harassment and pejoratization of women, is to fail to see the big picture. And the big picture is for liberty, justice, and equality for all. And that is absolutely not possible with the obstructive, whitewashing, persecution and retaliation which is attempting to cover up the corruption of the administration of Portland State University and the collusion of the Department of Justice in covering up the malpractitioners of educational racism and sexism at Portland State.